Baby girl, what's happening?
Hey guys, how are you today? So I'm going to be telling you why I buy specific orchids. So I have been asked this in my last video in the comments because I asked people to start giving me ideas. And I thought this one was kind of interesting to kind of question myself why I buy specific orchids. So I'm going to just start randomly blurting out reasons why I buy my orchids. They could be fragrance. I could really like the fragrance. It could be the color. It could be my favorite color, which that's really hard to find. I love blue. That's my favorite color. And obviously, if you know orchids, there's not many blue orchids. There's things that are very similar, like purples that they call ceruleas, but there's not too many blue orchids out. They're starting hybridization of getting somewhat of a blue color to it, but there are some orchids out there now that have that blue tinge to them. But definitely colors. I love particular colors. I try to get a nice assortment of different colors in my greenhouse. I don't like just having one specific color. I've had taken that in consideration before of what I buy because of the color and what colors I've already have. So it's kind of like clothing. I don't like seeing the same colors all the time. I like to switch things up a little bit. But if this one is kind of interesting why I bought this. It's not because the way it looks. It's not because it has a fragrance, because it does not. And it's definitely not the way the plant itself looks, because it's not the most pretty plant to look at. It does have some burn marks on it. That's from my greenhouse mishap, but that's not why I bought this plant. I bought this plant because it was Orchaholic Anonymous project plant for 2016, and I wanted to be a part of that, to compare and give other people advice of how I grew mine and compare the flowers of them. So that is why I bought this plant. So that might be one reason why you buy a plant. Another reason, maybe it was given to you and you're not going to turn down a free orchid. At least I wouldn't. So they might be given to you and you really weren't going to purchase the flower, that orchid, but you're definitely not going to say no. So you have that orchid because of that, and you still like it. It's just not something maybe that you would have spent your money on. Another thing would be, I don't know, this one right here. It is the Naoki, and named after Naoki from Moats. The Moats made this cross. Beautiful cross. I love this so much. There's so many colors and patterns and different shapes for this particular Vanda, and I just wanted to be a part of seeing what mine would turn out to look like once it was blooming size, which is doing so well now. It's finally getting established to my climate, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully next summer it blooming. But everybody's getting different colors and different patterns, different shapes, and I really like that. I like having that really interesting flower. You never know if you buy a seedling, if yours might be the special one. You don't know that until you bloom it out. Maybe it's so special that they award it and they want to try to mass produce it because it's such a nice flower. Maybe the color's really nice, like the Fred Clarkia After Dark SVO Black Pearl. That nice, really deep, almost black orchid they mass produced because of how beautiful it was. you just never know if you're going to be that lucky one that receives that plant, and you bloom it out and it be an award winning, that's for sure. So I love seedlings because of that. They might take a little longer, you know, they might be a little testing at times, but that is definitely a reason why I buy seedlings. Species, I have been buying a lot of species lately. That's because I like the challenge that they give me. It kind of tests my knowledge of orchids. It tests my patience for sure, because if any of you all grow species, you know that they take a little more time to bloom and to grow. They're a little more slow growing, so they're a lot of fun, but at the same time you need to be more experienced. So that is something to take in consideration when you're buying plants. Definitely the health of the plant. If the plant's not healthy, I'm not going to buy it. I hate buying like sick plants anymore, because it's a waste of my money. I'll end up throwing it out after a while because it won't grow roots, or maybe the reason why it's not growing roots that you come to find out, and why it was so sick, is because maybe it had fusarium or any sort of disease, not just fusarium, anything. It could have a bacterial infection that you didn't know of, and it just kept on declining the health of the plant. That's one reason why you don't really want to purchase sick plants. That's why I don't, and I love purchasing, even if I have to spend some more money on it, a nice big healthy plant. The size of the plant I have to take in consideration, is because my greenhouse is only so big and I can only fit so many orchids in it. So I have a lot of miniatures and a lot of young plants, because the younger plants will grow into nice specimens eventually, but I will be moving hopefully to Florida by that time, and I'll be able to keep them outdoors or in the shade house or whatnot, and they can take up as much room as possible as they want. So that's something I have to really take into consideration, is the size of the plant. How big is it going to get? How fast is it growing? And I do have some nice, like, tall plants, just a couple, but they take up a lot of space, and I've almost debated whether to sell them or not, because I would love more orchids, but I need to have the space. So those are just a few things, a few reasons why I buy specific orchids. I hope the person who asked this question, I answered it. But I did enjoy this video because it kind of made me question why I buy particular orchids. So I hope you all enjoy that, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye!